How We Make Movies is brought to you by Microsoft Surface, Assimilate, Azo, Moviola, and Canon Hollywood. It's shot in front of a live audience in Los Angeles and hosted by the film collective We Make Movies.
You used a 5D to shoot to great effect and smart choices. Would shooting on a red have been more problematic?
I guess the only difference with the red would have been the amount of media that we shot. I mean, there would be a lot of differences, but yeah, I mean, we probably ended up shooting like 60 gigs a day, whereas if we had shot on a red, it would have been a couple hundred gigs. We didn't really have anyone to download. I mean, well, I guess we had Jason.
Jason was there playing DIT. I would just say, I mean, I fought for the 5D just because of the form factor. It was small. You know, it's like the camera, you guys have Blackmagics here, but they're small, and it just felt small. One of the big things in the film when we made it is we never wanted to look like a film crew because we were doing everything essentially without permits, driving around, parking here, parking there. So I was always, even though I'm the director, I would make people park up the street. We didn't want to, you know, a film crew is a very specific looking thing. You see them all around Los Angeles. So, you know, a red.
And well, it also came down to budget too, because Steve knew he didn't want to just rent something and shoot in order to be able to shoot, we ended up shooting 60 days on this. We would have never been able to afford to rent a red for 60 days. Yeah. We ended up just buying a camera, and so our whole camera budget was like
$3,500 or whatever to buy that camera.
To buy the camera,
and I owned it.
So it was a smart decision on that front. Whereas if we had rented, we would have had to shot the movie completely differently because we would have been more on a 20-day schedule and very little second unit.
There's a lot of, I mean, the second answer is we shot the second movie, The White Orchid, on a red, and there's not that much difference when it comes to the production aspect of it, but I've found through the editing process and everything else that there's now a lot of things that you don't think about. That you have more media because the files are larger. I tried to count this last night, but I have two promise
raids. You have two raids.
Two raids. Each of them have 4 terabyte things. So I have 48 terabytes, this stack of 48 terabytes, and that's all the media. And with all that media comes, more costs and all sorts of things. So the 5D was the very smart choice because it was small camera, the media on the cars was very easy to wrangle, and it was something, I had a co-editor, Jason, on it, but a lot of this stuff I edited the film as well, I could figure it all out without a lot of.
And then, and a good portion of the film, the second half of the film, when Reese and Xander are in the cab together, and when Carly's in the cab, we shot 2 cameras too. So then we're mounting, so if we had something that was, the simplicity of the 5D made it really convenient for me to be able to rig 2 cameras in a fairly small space and not have to, be dealing with larger cameras and larger more, power-hungry cameras. Or
the audio was probably the biggest challenge, is that because we couldn't really record directly to the camera, they were recording to these small little recorders. So Jason Payne, who was sort of the DIT and the second editor, would have to take the cards from the recorders and the camera, run it through this whole second program to sync everything before we could do anything. So there was this whole extra step.
How did you